100% not staged, 100% picture was not taken by JoJo's mother and sent to the press.
Tears coming from under the sunglasses.
How's things going with my best friend Chris?
They're going great. Y'all, Gypsy Rose Blanchard is something else. She was out here giving other creators Ryan's phone number.
Yesterday, Ryan and I had a conversation on the phone for the first time in 6 months.
Ryan's going to be driving down to do paternity tests because he can't accept the one that we've already done.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard thinks that Ken Urker is about to propose.
JOJO Siwa has officially switched teams, and now she's dating Chris Hughes from Celebrity Big Brother. Their relationship is getting more and more spicy, especially after their romantic Mexico getaway. At the same time, Gypsy Rose Blanchard doesn't feel the same spark with her partner Ken Urker, and it's starting to become very clear that Gypsy Rose is hard to please. So let's get into it. Let's start off this video by saying a little prayer for Ken Urker, because in about a month from now, he's going to be living full-time with Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and she already has a list of things that she's going to do to control his life even further. But before we get into Gypsy Rose, I want to talk about JOJO Siwa. Now, I guess our girl JOJO Siwa is no longer part of the LGBT because she is now dating a man. Now, it's not fully confirmed, but come on, people. I mean, we'll go through some of the evidence together. Keep in mind that Chris is about 10 years older than JoJo. They met while on the Big Brother show in UK, and at that point, actually, JoJo was in a relationship with Kath Ebbs, someone who identifies as non-binary, so we'll call them Kath. But I don't think Kath was too happy about watching their girlfriend, go on to national television and essentially cheat on them. I guess we don't have to worry about Kath anymore because JoJo and Chris are out here in Mexico taking a vacation together at an adults-only resort, and it looks like they're kissing. A source said that JoJo and Chris looked very loved up as they snogged in full view of everyone else. Sources say they spent their time at the hotel holding hands. It looked like a giddy couple. They were very hands-on, not entirely different to how they were on TV, just a little bit more intimate.
100% not staged, 100% picture was not taken by JoJo's mother and sent to the press or leaked on Reddit. Definitely not, that didn't happen. The fact that JoJo's future sister-in-law is right next to them means that it was sort of like near the family encampment. It's a super grainy photo, which means that somebody had an old iPhone that took the picture. Maybe it was super zoomed in on a paparazzi lens. But also, they knew what they were doing when they took this picture. I'm sorry if you disagree, you can tell me in the comments, but that's what I think. This person said, I knew it was obvious, but I refused to believe it until this very moment because this is genuinely ridiculous. People were commenting on the age gap. People were talking about how she gaslit her ex-girlfriend. Yes, there were people who actually still are on Kath's side. Someone wants to know, what is Chris's end game? That's a good question. So anyway, I think the relationship may or may not be real, but they're using it, and their PR people, and by that I mean the people very close to them, such as Chris's manager who went on the trip, and perhaps JoJo's family or whoever does her PR, are using this and the pictures that they're posting to keep people talking about them.
And the reason why Chris and JoJo are together in Mexico is because Chris made the 12-hour flight from the UK to Mexico City to watch JoJo perform. Oh, and look at her propped up on his lap. As soon as he arrived, she's like, there's my chair, there's my spot. And I mean, come on, people. The fact that they took this picture to me shows that they're in some kind of relationship. Because I can understand putting your hand, not really, but putting your hand on your friend's thigh. But then taking a picture of it like this, it's like you're trying to encapsulate the moment. I see you, JoJo. And honestly, besides the weird age gap and the fact that he probably is trying to get a little bit of clout from JoJo, I'm not upset that she's switching, from the L to the B to the S to the Q to whatever she wants to be. Fine by me. I think that's something that's, evolves within someone. It changes over time. That's like a personal decision. I don't really have any opinion on it. Do I like, she cheating on Kath? No. But, things happen, especially when you're JOJO Siwa. I mean, living this life, being on reality TV, you're not going to live a normal life, but no excuse for cheating. Actually, no excuse. I wonder if JoJo could have been like, hey, big brother, could I call Kath and break up with them? I don't know if that wouldn't happen though. I think that goes against the rules. Do you ever find yourself trying to reach for something out of pure habit, whether it's boredom, stress, or trying to fit in? It happens. But what if you could swap your old habit for something better? That is where Fume comes in, the sponsor of today's video. Fume is a flavored air device. It's not a vape, it's not a diffuser, just pure natural flavor with zero nicotine, zero vapor, and zero electronics. You just draw through it, you get the sensation without any chemicals or the bad stuff. It's built with a premium wood design, magnetic fidget features, and customizable flavors like crisp mint or cinnamon hearts. Personally, I love the crisp mint because it keeps me sharp throughout the day and it keeps me away from my old electronic device. And you can use it anywhere because there's no smoke, no smell, no stress, and it's not just about the flavor. That fidgety friendly design actually helps keep your hands focused and occupied, so it helps you refrain from your old habits. And right now, if you guys order the Journey Pack using my code Sloan, you will get a free Fume topper. So if you've been thinking about changing your habits, this is the perfect step. Go to tryfume.com/Sloan. Thank you, Fume, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. JoJo even went as far as to change some lyrics in her song. She originally sang Betty Davis eyes, but switched it to Chris Hughes eyes. Take a look. One person wrote, "Oh lordy, this is everything we've been waiting for." Another added, "She sung so sweetly for Chris." When it's time for Chris to leave and go back to the UK, JoJo breaks down into tears.
Tears coming from under the sunglasses?
Chris described his week with JoJo as the prettiest and revealed his sweet nickname for her, Joelle, which I believe that's her name, right? It's JOJO Siwa? I don't know. Comment below if you guys know. I think it's Joelle though. So it's not really a nickname, right? Isn't JoJo the nickname? But here are some photos of the happy couple. Oh, they found love in a hopeless place, huh? They found love in a hopeless place. Look at them. Oh, I wonder what happened in that hotel room. They're over here having breakfast in the hotel room, late night. Ooh, they found love in a hopeless place. Oh, okay. I thought I saw like a making out picture for a second. They're just hugging here, people. I was about to say, I need to leave you guys alone, get a room. JoJo even commented on his recent Instagram post and said, "And happiest, heart is overflowing." One thing I do approve about this relationship, at least what it seems like on the surface, is that JoJo's staying true to herself. She's not like changing up her outfits. She's not dressing all like girly in dresses. She's still kind of like her tomboy self. So that's a green flag if there's any in this relationship.
So good, so good, so good. Ow, your ring hurts.
Sorry, I got that rock on me.
There we go. Finish with a good one. Okay, another first one.
This is the first one.
Oh, I guess we're talking about Kath again because Kath has put out a statement saying that they felt abandoned and alone. I was really naive in that, if I'm going to be honest. I flew across the world to support and be there and hold that person in whatever they would be experiencing, leaving such a wild experience. And instead, I was dumped at the after party with Chris Hughes in the next room. Now, a couple of days ago, both JoJo and Chris were doing some press, and Chris gave an awkward response when asked for an update on JOJO Siwa. Chris and JoJo insisted their relationship's platonic, but they have been seen on multiple outings together in London, Orlando, Mexico City. JoJo was asked to define her relationship with Chris, to which she replied, "You kind of can't define it. It's very special." One thing I don't hear her saying though is she's not saying like, "He's like a brother to me. He's like my brother. He's like a brother." That would kind of like kill off some of the romantic like accusations, but she's not saying that. Chris added, "Yeah, I would struggle to describe it. If you want adjectives, I'll go to 4, at which point he began to stutter and became uncomfortable before laughing it off and saying, "Oh, why am I speechless? What's going on?" Not JoJo Siwa having Chris Hughes speechless. I didn't have it on my bingo card. In other news, a source said that JoJo believes that Chris would make a tremendous father. Because remember, she wants to have Eddie, Teddy, and what, Betty or something. She wants to have like 3 kids with like the same names. She feels more alive than she's ever been with anyone else. With Chris, she realized that this is exactly what she's waited for so long. The rumors are true, they are a thing, and it's going very well. Another thing she's always wanted is children, and she feels like Chris would be great. So I mean, that's a huge jump from we're just platonic to she's thinking about him fathering her children.
I know. Yeah, I got a sweaty little cheek.
Feel my back.
So we're just having a sweaty moment. It's fine.
That's the shit right here.
It's okay when you want to roll the cameras, yeah. No, we feel that.
Relatable. Who's most likely to be late?
You.
Me, yeah.
Christopher, yeah.
Yeah, me. Possibly.
Who is most likely to sleep in?
Christopher.
Who texts back faster?
Me.
She texts a lot. I love it.
We text an equal amount.
Yeah, we do. No, we do. But I have to match the energy,
Yeah,
which
match
is
my energy,
which is never a hard task because it's very natural. Yeah, you text a lot. You're quick.
I'm quick.
Okay, who is most likely to make plans?
I think we both make plans. I was texting yesterday about plans.
Of course, every interview that JoJo does, people are asking her about this. She replied to a question about their relationship progressing. She said, I mean, look, we have the most absolute fun together, and he's an absolute gem that's come into my life. And the entire crowd went, ah. And she said, don't let him see this. It will boost his ego. She said, genuinely, something I love about him so much is that he has zero ego. He's an incredibly sweet man. I told him this last night on the phone. Maybe it wasn't the last night, but sometime I told him that you're a vital part of my life that I didn't know was missing. Confirming that Chris won't be going anywhere, JoJo said, he's a keeper. We'll keep him around. We'll see. Now, I would be careful, JoJo. I mean, I'm not denying that her and Chris have something going on here, but JoJo has a pattern of dating people for a couple months, getting so serious, talking about marriage and kids, and then moving on. So maybe Chris is different. Maybe he's just another, 3-month, 6-month fling.
So, JoJo,
Yeah.
how's things going with my best friend Chris?
They're going great.
Chris is hot.
I mean, yeah, he's a very handsome man. Do you know what, though? He's a lovely person.
We were backstage and everyone fell in love.
Oh, he's a lovely person.
No, we've seen him. I saw him backstage. Oh, that's a forehead kiss selfie.
Don't tell him. Don't tell them. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
I mean, I love this so much. Okay, so are you guys riding the rides tonight?
Yes,
and
absolutely.
do you vow to protect our JoJo Siwa? Because this is our
So I
Lord
just
and
said to
Savior.
JoJo, I said, when you come over to England, I'll look after you. Because I look after Chris.
Yeah.
So I'll look after you. And you know what? I am so happy for Chris and JoJo. If anything happens, if it doesn't, who cares? Like, you find your people on these shows, and they've found each other, and whether or not they're friends or whatever, it is amazing.
Congratulations to the happy couple, but I want to move on and talk about another interesting couple that we've been keeping tabs on. And yes, I'm talking about Gypsy Rose because Ken Urker doesn't even want to live with her. Honestly, I'm not surprised. And at the end of the day, she gave birth to their daughter and she's had to live at her father and stepmother's home, so there's a distance between them, quite some distance. And Gypsy's strict parole has kind of set the standard for how they've been living their life right now. And now that June is coming up, I believe June 25th is when she is off of parole, so she could move in with Ken. The dynamics are going to change, and I feel like Ken's gotten a little bit more comfortable having some of that distance. So Gypsy's moment of total freedom is coming up. She'll be able to travel, I believe. She can move out of state lines. She could really do whatever she wants to. One of her bucket items, of course, is to move in with Ken. And you know what? I think Ken does like having the company of his daughter and Gypsy around. It's probably boring when they're not there. Ken is actually certain about his future with Gypsy, so he shopped for an engagement ring, which he plans to present to her once her parole is up. He said, I want to unite us as a family. I know that Gypsy's the partner I want to go through life with, which, wow. I'm like, okay. And Gypsy Rose, she has a spell, a power on men. I don't know what it is, but do not leave your man alone with Gypsy Rose because you might not have him anymore. Or JoJo Siwa too. I don't know. Maybe they have the same power going on. Now, Gypsy's creating a YouTube channel. Shout out to Gypsy. She's on YouTube now. And she posted a video, I believe, where she's going through some things in their home and some of her plans. And I wanted to play this for you guys. It is sped forward for copyright purposes, but there's something I want to point out.
So I've seen a lot of people were wondering, what is it with the signs in the house? So I'm gonna explain. So I'm just like super big on like reminders for things. So for example, this sign right here, this is a whiteboard, and Ken is so bad about taking out the trash to the curb on Mondays and Thursdays. So I'm always like, did you take the trash out? So that's why I have this reminder. This I got on Amazon. So since I am Aurora's primary care parent, so meaning that she's with me 24/7, Ken has not had an opportunity to be with her, like take care of her full time, because he has to work. So whereas I don't have a 9 to 5, so she is in my care all the time. But that leaves room for him not really knowing how many ounces she drinks in a bottle, how many times she
Okay, so that's smart. You know, she's setting him up for success.
naps in a day, whatnot. So I got this off of Amazon. It keeps track of feedings, changings, activities, like what activities she likes to do, like tummy time, anything else like that. Any medication she might be on, but she's not on any, and sleep, which I get a little lax on keeping track of that.
Thank God she's not on any medications. You know that, Gypsy's case was much different.
So Ken is terrible about turning the lights off. So this is please remember to turn off the lights.
Okay, that is what I want to point out. Something about this irks me. It's the fact that they have a sign in the house to turn off the lights, just because I think it's my own like PTSD, because I had the worst dorm mates in college. It was disgusting. And I got so frustrated that I started to put signs up all over the place to like flush the toilet. Like if you poo, like normal human things that you think these guys would like know what to do. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, this reminds me of like living in that environment. And even though they should have been just doing what they should do, cleaning up after themselves, it was such a toxic, weird environment to have these rules like plastered everywhere. It feels like North Korea, like everywhere has a rule.
Remember to turn off the lights, because I will come in here and every single light in the house will be on, and then he wonders why the electricity bill is so high, and I'm like, because you had the porch light on in daylight. And so I'm like, turn off the lights.
Now you guys know that people suspected that Ken could be, maybe in that, a little like fruity. I don't know how to say this. I mean, clearly he's not, because he's like fathering a baby and we know that that's his baby. So like in my mind, he's like already written out, but some people have suspected that he could be like gay. Again, I don't think he is. I think he's just timid, maybe. But the reason I bring this up is just because Gypsy Rose Blanchard's ex, Ryan, actually called Ken a homophobic slur. Now, Ryan, this is how you get on my bad list. He was going off on Gypsy and he was using a bad word to describe Ken. He writes, Gypsy, why are you giving out my phone number? I've never done that to you. Why? I guess she replied saying, this is Ken. She didn't give your number. He says, BS. F word. I'm going to read this. Actually, editor, can we just censor me out? Okay. BS. Let her talk. Oh yeah, you scared of that. Now you text her. Punk. That's what I thought. Gypsy doxed my phone number. He wrote back, block. So it looks like this is coming from Gypsy's phone. That's where the screenshot was taken. Quite colorful language. Ryan. TMZ reached out to Ryan in response to the screenshot. He said he's not homophobic, and he further declined to explain the text exchange, which that's not a good look if you're a school teacher and parents see this and are like, you know what, I don't want a guy with that kind of language teaching my kids.
Y'all, Gypsy Rose Blanchard is something else. She was out here giving other creators Ryan's phone number. And whenever Ryan wanted to text her and be like, why are you giving out my phone number? Because the fuck? And then, of course, Ken had to text him back. And then Ryan called him, And then Gypsy and Ken took this to TMZ. She is so conniving. Like, she had this plan. She knew what she was doing.
Meanwhile, sources close to Ryan say that he thinks it's unfair that Gypsy and Ken called him a douchebag and a dick on their television show, but he believes that they are set out to destroy him when he bites back. We all know that Gypsy has a source at TMZ, so the fact that this particular text exchange was leaked to try to make it seem like he is like anti-gay does seem like it's calculated on Gypsy's part. I mean, I don't like the language, Ryan, but I can tell that she is using this to her advantage.
Yesterday, Ryan and I had a conversation on the phone for the first time in 6 months. It went really well. It really was civil. The way we bantered, it really felt like a friendship. And of course, we talked business for post-divorce and paternity stuff. I was real with him. I'm like, I feel like you're a lawyer and you are holding this whole situation up.
Yeah, I think both of them have been able to try to play the media, and they both clearly are like loving it, going after each other.
We agreed to meet each other at the same place at the same time, and it just be me, him, and Aurora. And we can take the test, we could talk, and have a nice interaction. Ken was at work last night, but I did text him. I told him everything that was communicated, and Ryan and his lawyer could have accepted the test that's already been taken, but Ryan does not want to acknowledge it. So if they need this, then I'm going to give it to them. So Gypsy called you.
It is interesting how Ryan's convinced that he is the father of this baby. It's a little bizarre. Give it up at this point.
What's the conversation? She didn't call me about anything. She texted me and just told me, hey, we're doing another paternity test. We don't know when, but it's going to happen sometime this week or next. And then Ryan's going to be driving down to do paternity tests because he can't accept the one that we've already done, even though it's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You don't have to be, he doesn't have to be tested for it to be done, but, and I guess denial is a crazy thing.
Now, as we're watching their show play out, we're learning more about their relationship. Like, for example, that Gypsy fears that she's lost the spark with her boyfriend, Ken. That's not a good sign. When it comes to her needs, Gypsy admitted that she thought that it was very clear that she wanted to feel present and connected in their relationship. She says, I want cuddles, snuggles, and words of affirmation. For Ken, it's like he doesn't think about anything like that. I don't get it. You might feel love. Yeah, you love me, okay. You say you love me, but you don't show it. Gypsy said she felt more distant than ever, while Ken thought everything was going great in their relationship. It wasn't until they got down to the nitty-gritty that they had to ask each other the tough questions. It does seem like a lot of this surrounds the proposal, that Gypsy feels a little bit insecure that they're not engaged, because she does have a baby with this man, but I actually understand like the sentiment of him like wanting to wait until she's entirely free. But at the same time, if it's like kind of like bothering her this much, you might as well just give her the damn ring just to keep her happy, right? Like happy wife, happy life, right, Ken?
Gypsy Rose Blanchard thinks that Ken Urker is about to propose.
Hi there. How are you? Good, how's it going? Good.
So Gypsy Rose Blanchard just posted this video reacting to her own television show, the trailer where Ken walks into the jewelry store to look at rings. So she wrote on the screen, when you find out with the rest of the world, rings, ? Is there something I don't know? A few things. Gypsy's basically insinuating that she has no idea what's going on in her own television show. It was also filmed in the past, so it wasn't recent, and Ken hasn't proposed so far. And if he were to do that, do you guys think that Lifetime would really ruin that? I mean, if they did, that's pretty shady. And we also know that Gypsy recently unfollowed Ken on social media platforms either the day before Mother's Day or on Mother's Day. She recently did a live stream where she claims that she did that because he made a comment she didn't like. Gypsy Rose Blanchard has no business getting married to Ken anytime soon.
Thank you guys for watching this video. I want to hear what you guys think of the double topic video in the comments below. I didn't want to do individual videos because I don't want to, like, you know, just fill up your feed, but I thought 2 stories were cute. You know, I thought it did well. I don't even know if you guys are even watching at this point, but if you are, leave like a blue heart in the comments below. Is blue heart hard to do? Maybe just do a red one, whatever you want to do. But thank you guys for watching to the end of this video. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys. Again, shout out to our sponsor. That is tryfume.com/Sloan, and use my code Sloan to get a free Fume topper when you order your journey pack. Thank you, Fume, for sponsoring this video, and enjoy.